Imagine for a moment that all the pigeons you see every day were just a tiny glimpse of a much larger, almost unknown world. Why do some of them look like they came out of a fairy tale, a palace, or even from another planet? How could humans shape an ordinary bird into a symbol of elegance, extravagance, and beauty? And why have some of these pigeons sacrificed their function for pure aesthetics? Today, we begin a journey through this hidden world of extraordinary pigeon breeds. And it all starts with a pigeon that doesn't just walk, but literally parades. Top 1. Fantail pigeon. Fantail. In a world full of pigeons that often get lost in the background, there is one that is impossible to miss. The fantail doesn't just move, it struts. Its most striking feature is its extraordinary tail, which consists of more than 30 feathers and opens into a perfect fan. This round, almost ornamental silhouette reminds one more of a work of art than an ordinary bird. Over generations, it has been specifically bred to achieve exactly this effect: elegance, presence, and a sense of luxury. But the imposing tail doesn't just change its appearance, it also changes its posture. The chest is proudly puffed out, the head tilted slightly back, as if the weight of its own beauty forces it into this pose. Many fantails hardly fly anymore. They have traded efficiency for impact. Their nature is mostly calm and trusting, which makes them a favorite at exhibitions. There, it's not just the size of the tail that counts, but also symmetry, posture, and the way the bird presents itself. The fantail impressively shows that beauty does not always serve survival, but sometimes exists solely to be admired.
Top 2. Jacobin pigeon. While the fantail openly displays its beauty, the Jacobin pigeon relies on mystery and restraint. Its most distinctive feature is the dense feather collar that completely encloses the head and acts like a natural hood. The face seems half hidden, almost as if the bird is protecting itself from the world, though this only draws more attention to it. This unusual appearance is reminiscent of medieval monks, which is where its name originated. But this feather collar is more than just decoration. The feathers growing upward and backward restrict the peripheral field of vision, which is why the Jacobin moves slowly and deliberately. Every step looks controlled, almost solemn, which further enhances its mysterious aura. Despite its reserved appearance, it is considered calm and balanced, which has facilitated its breeding over many generations. Over time, the collar became increasingly emphasized, while functionality faded into the background. The Jacobin pigeon impressively shows that beauty doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it arises exactly where something remains hidden and fascinates for that very reason.
Top 3. Frillback pigeon. Frillback. If there is a pigeon that looks as though the wind has artistically shaped it, it is the frillback. Its plumage does not lie flat against the body, but curls outward, forming striking ringlets on the wings, back, and breast. No two sets of feathers are the same, and yet the overall picture appears surprisingly harmonious. This pigeon impresses not through a single feature, but through the overall impression of controlled disorder. As it walks, the feathers move gently, as if the bird itself is alive even while standing still. This exact effect draws eyes for a particularly long time at exhibitions. Over many generations, careful attention has been paid to ensure the curls do not look unkempt, but are clearly defined and deliberately shaped. Every feather is meant to be part of an aesthetic whole. However, this special beauty comes at a price. The curled plumage offers less protection and requires more care. Nevertheless, the frillback has held its own over time. It reminds us that elegance does not always have to be perfectly smooth or strictly symmetrical. Sometimes its greatest impact lies precisely in the unusual. Top 4. German Capuchin. After the playful extravagance of the frillback, the German Capuchin seems almost solemn and reserved. Its characteristic feature is the clearly shaped featherhood crest, which starts at the back of the head and encircles the rear of the skull. Unlike more exaggerated breeds, the face remains clearly visible, giving the bird an alert and balanced appearance. Every feather seems to know its place exactly. Nothing appears accidental or overloaded. The body is proportional, the posture upright and calm.
This combination of order and elegance gives it a natural authority. This balance is also evident in its behavior. The German Capuchin moves confidently, remains active, and yet appears composed. At exhibitions, it's not just the shape of the hood that is judged, but also the harmony of the entire body, the cleanliness of the plumage, and the calm presence. This pigeon stands for a form of beauty that does not loudly demand attention, but convinces through clarity, balance, and control.
Top 5. Archangel Pigeon. With the Archangel Pigeon, a beauty enters the stage that seems almost unreal. Its plumage shimmers metallically and reflects light as if it were made of bronze, copper, or liquid fire. Depending on the viewing angle, the hue changes, making every movement appear like a brief flash of light. This effect is no accident, but the result of centuries of breeding, where special value was placed on the strong contrast between the shiny body and the darker wings. The slender, well-proportioned body reinforces the impression of elegance and lightness. Unlike many heavy ornamental pigeons, the Archangel still possesses good flying abilities, which further emphasizes its charisma. It is attentive, active, and constantly in motion, which makes its shimmering plumage stand out particularly well. This pigeon proves that beauty is not just a surface effect. For it, the luster is an inseparable part of its own identity, making it one of the most impressive sights among the most beautiful pigeons in the world.
Top 6. Lahore Pigeon. After the intense glow of the Archangel, the Lahore pigeon appears calm, powerful, and dignified. It is large, robustly built, and radiates a natural serenity through its upright posture. Its plumage is mostly light-colored and is complemented by clearly defined darker areas, giving it a noble and balanced appearance. This pigeon does not try to impress, it appears naturally present. For a long time, it has been valued not only for its appearance, but also for its balanced temperament. Its physique, with a broad chest and strong back, almost reminds one of a statue, appearing stable and immovable even when it moves. At exhibitions, its proportions and clean color separation are particularly eye-catching. At the same time, the Lahore pigeon is considered extremely peaceful and compatible, which has made it very popular in breeding. It embodies a form of beauty that does not rely on luster or extravagance, but on calmness, strength, and harmonious presence.
With the barb pigeon, beauty takes an unexpected turn. Here, neither a magnificent tail nor shimmering feathers are the focus, but the face. The large, expressive eyes are surrounded by striking, thick skin, giving the pigeon an intense, almost challenging look. This sight is unusual and stays in the memory immediately. The barb is one of the oldest known pigeon breeds and was specifically bred several centuries ago. Its compact, muscular body and short, tight plumage underscore its robust appearance. Unlike many highly decorative breeds, it is agile, attentive, and retains good flying abilities. Its lively, curious nature reinforces the impression of a pigeon with a strong character. The barb pigeon shows that beauty does not always have to be soft or classical. Sometimes it arises through expression, presence, and an unmistakable charisma that defies simple categorization. Conclusion: if you enjoyed these extraordinary pigeon breeds, then show it with a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more fascinating stories from the world of animals. Feel free to share the video with others and stay tuned because there are still many surprising beauties to discover.